So you've probably heard the buzz around semaglutide, right?
Yeah, definitely.
For a lot of people, it's sort of out there as this almost this magic fix for weight loss.
Hmm.
But what if that's, missing something much deeper? What if it's not just about the drug, but really a human journey?
That's exactly what we're digging into today. We're looking at the insights of Dan Hollis using his semaglutide manifesto, other writings,
Right.
and he really reframes the whole conversation. It's about transformation in a much broader sense.
It's such an interesting way to frame it.
Yeah.
Let's get into this whole pause button idea. The big question for this deep dive really is, what does Dan Hollis actually mean when he says semaglutide isn't just a prescription, it's a pause button?
Yeah.
And, how does that pause really open things up for, well, a total personal transformation, something way beyond the scale?
Well, at its heart, Hollis is saying semaglutide isn't passive. It doesn't just do something to you, it enables you.
Enables.
Yeah, he strongly believes it doesn't fix you. His words are, it gives you space to fix yourself. Okay.
He sees it as this really powerful tool, not some magic cure-all. What it actually does is subtly change how your brain is dealing with hunger, with feeling full, even with reward signals.
And that,
Yeah.
well, that sounds like it could be incredibly freeing, but maybe also, as he mentions, kind of terrifying.
Absolutely. Both liberating and terrifying.
Yeah.
It's not just what the drug does physically, but what it lets your mind actually face.
Right.
He has this fantastic analogy. Semaglutide is like good lumber.
Good lumber.
That's the raw material.
Yeah.
It makes the building possible if, and this is the key part, if you're actually ready to do the work. It kind of sets the stage for building something entirely new inside.
That makes sense.
And what's really, I think, groundbreaking here is how Hollis just dismantles the whole willpower myth.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
He flat out says willpower was never the problem.
No.
He argues that for most people, you've got biology, you've got these deep emotional ties to food, these really ingrained habits.
They're all stacked against you. So just trying to rely on willpower, he thinks that's basically a setup for failure.
So if it's not willpower, what is the problem then?
Yeah.
Because that idea is so common. And Hollis takes it further, right? He suggests food isn't just energy, it's often a stand-in.
Exactly. A stand-in for much deeper stuff.
Like a comfort blanket almost.
Yeah.
Always there, always reliable.
Yeah.
Until maybe it's suddenly not the main thing anymore.
Precisely. He points out that people often aren't eating just because they're physically hungry. They might be eating out of anxiety, loneliness, boredom. Maybe they're overstimulated, or maybe just feeling totally unsupported. Food becomes the easy coping mechanism, the escape hatch.
Which then raises this huge question. What actually happens when semaglutide turns down the volume on that constant craving noise?
Right.
Hollis has this really potent line. When the cravings stop, the truth begins. And this post-craving reality, he calls it. It can actually bring disorientation, even grief.
Yeah, grief. Because for so many people, food was the plan. It was the rhythm of their day, their go-to escape. Take that away, and what's left?
Wow.
And that's really the core of it, isn't it? Hollis asks this incredibly sharp question. What happens when your body stops screaming for food, but your soul still wants something to chew on?
Oof, yeah.
It shows the root issues haven't vanished. They're just not being drowned out by that physical drive anymore.
So they're exposed in a way.
Exposed, exactly. Hollis explains it like this. You didn't lose control. You lost connection. Connection to your hunger cues, sure, but also to your purpose, maybe even to yourself. The real work, he says, is rebuilding that connection.
Rebuilding connection. Okay, and that seems to lead straight into the need for support, which he says is absolutely critical.
Indispensable, yeah. He's very clear. Most people don't fail because the medication doesn't work. They fail because they were alone.
Wow. That's powerful.
And he talks about scaffolding, but he's not just talking about, like, positive memes on Instagram or something.
Right, not just cheerleading.
No, he means actual neurobiological replacement structures. Things like new rituals, new rhythms, new routines, things that literally help rewire your brain's default settings.
So building new pathways.
Yes, creating a new internal scaffold to support healthier habits. His whole approach is wrapped in community, for exactly that reason, to help people build this new architecture in their minds.
Architecture in their minds. I like that.
And he stresses support isn't optional, it's neurobiological scaffolding. It really drives home that this whole journey is about tackling the emotional weight just as much as the physical weight.
Okay, so we've got the immediate effects, the need for support, but what about the long haul? Sustainability. Hollis seems to have some serious warnings there, especially about losing weight too fast. He calls it a trap.
That's right, a trap, losing weight really quickly without what he calls metabolic pacing.
Metabolic pacing, meaning
Meaning making sure your body adjusts in a sustainable way, keeping muscle mass. If you don't do that, you risk slowing your metabolism right down, losing muscle, which actually makes things worse in the long run.
okay, so his focus is on a healthier pace.
Exactly. Consistent, sustainable pacing,
Yeah,
health over speed.
that's crucial because, as he puts it so well, the real work begins after the medication.
Mm-hmm.
Semaglutide isn't forever,
Huh.
right? So if you haven't built something new, those old patterns, they're just going to come back.
They will. The whole goal is to build habits that can actually outlast the injections.
Makes sense.
And here's where the identity part gets really fascinating. Hollis points out, your body changes faster than your identity,
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
which is why people need to actively, consciously rewrite their story to keep the weight off. He says it so powerfully. Weight loss is biology. Staying there is narrative.
Wow, biology versus narrative.
And he thinks that's why so many people rebound. They lose the weight, but they never really rewrite that fundamental story about who they are.
That resonates. You can change the outside, but if the inside story stays the same.
Exactly. And every pound loss, Hollis teaches, means a habit needs to be replaced, not just stopped.
Replaced, not just removed.
Yeah, you can't just leave a vacuum there. You've got to actively fill it with something new, something constructive.
Yeah.
He wraps this idea up by saying, you don't hold on to weight loss with discipline. You hold on to it with alignment.
Alignment, not discipline.
Yeah. Healing, the way he sees it, it's quiet, it's intentional, it's built by this slow layering of new choices, new thoughts, and new systems, all built during that sacred window that semaglutide creates.
That sacred window.
So when you put all this together, what's the real goal? What's the win condition? Dan Hollis turns it completely on its head.
How so?
He says, this journey isn't about eating less, it's about living more. It shifts the focus entirely away from just the number on the scale.
Or a quality of life.
Absolutely. A deep qualitative change in how you actually experience your life.
And he keeps coming back to this idea that it's not about becoming someone else. It's about finally having the space to become yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yourself.
It really connects to that other insight he has, that people don't relapse into hunger. They relapse into confusion.
Yeah, confusion.
So for Hollis, sustainable weight loss is about, what did he call it? Narrative reassembly.
Narrative reassembly. Yeah. Literally rewriting your own story. And also the refining of one's own internal compass. Figuring out what truly drives you once that old relationship with food isn't dominating everything.
Okay, so summing up this whole unique approach from Dan Hollis,
Yeah.
it really goes way beyond the usual weight loss talk, doesn't it?
Totally transcends it. He frames semaglutide as this chance for profound self-discovery, for identity change, for rebuilding your own sense of agency,
Agency, yeah.
but all within this crucial context of support, acknowledging the deep human need for connection through it all.
And he's not laying down strict rules. He's more like a guide, right? Someone
Yeah.
who doesn't walk ahead of you shouting advice. He walks beside you asking better questions.
Exactly. Asking better questions. It's a really fundamental shift in how we could approach personal change. So maybe for you listening, as you think about all this, maybe consider that idea of space or pauses in your own life. If the usual noise quieted down, ingrained habits, external pressures, what kind of new architecture or maybe what new narrative might you start to build?